Hi there, everybody. This video is about dividing segments proportionally. And in this first one, this is going to be a two-parter. This first one, we're going to focus on the midpoint. If I give you the endpoints of a segment, you need to be able to find the point that's in the middle when it's plotted on a graph. Or if I give you one endpoint and a point in the middle, you need to be able to find the other endpoint. So that's what we're going to focus on in this first video. So in these examples that I'm going to do, we're going to call point M the midpoint of segment AB. So point A is on one side, point B is on the other, and M is in the middle. And we're going to find the missing point. So we could graph these. We could plot these points. Make a graph. We could plot 12, -5, and 16, 10. And we would have a segment, and we could find the point that was in the middle by counting. Drawing a graph is kind of a pain, and it doesn't always really give us an easy to find accurate answer. Sometimes if we don't have really good graph paper and we're not super careful, we can be thrown off and not get the right answer. There is a way to do it algebraically. That's what we're gonna look at. The x-coordinates of these 2 points, and these are the ends, right? These are A and B. They're on the ends. The x-coordinates of those 2 points are -5 and 16. Now, to get the x-coordinate of the midpoint, that's the number that's halfway between -5 and 16. It's in the middle of those two numbers. So to find the point, or to find the number that's halfway between -5 and 16, you really just have to find the average of those two. So we go -5 plus 16, and you divide that by 2. That's how you find the average of two numbers. So -5 plus 16 is 11. Divide by 2, and we get 5.5. And so that is the x-coordinate of the midpoint of this segment. And then we do the exact same thing to get the y-coordinate of the midpoint. The y's are 12 and 10. On this one, it might be a little easier to see, but we can do the same thing. 12 and 10 are the y-coordinates. So we'll go 12 plus 10 divided by 2. Now we're dividing by 2 because there's two numbers. That's how you find the average. If you're averaging 3 numbers, you would divide by 3. Averaging 4 numbers, you divide by 4. We only have 2 points here, and we'll always only have 2 points. So to find the average, you're always going to divide by 2. 12 plus 10 is 22. Divided by 2 is 11. So that means that the coordinates of the midpoint are 5.5, 11. There is our midpoint. Not too hard. Just average the x's, average the y's, and that gives you the coordinates of the point in the middle. Let's take a look at another example. Okay, so this time I'm giving you one of the endpoints, that's A, and I'm giving you the point in the middle. And we have to find the point on the other end. Okay, so we've got one end, we've got the point in the middle, we've got to find the point on the other end. Okay, so one way to do it is using the same kind of formula we did before. Let's say that this point B is x, y. We know that if we average the x's, right, that 0 plus x over 2 has to give you the x-coordinate of the midpoint. It has to equal 4. So there we've got an equation that we can solve. 0 plus x is x. And if you multiply both sides by 2, you get 8. So there's the x-coordinate of the point that's on the end. Then you can do the exact same thing for the y's. We know that if you average the y's on the ends, if you do 13 plus y divided by 2, that you have to get the y-coordinate of the midpoint. You have to get -2. Now again, we've got another equation that we can solve. And this one you can do by cross multiplying. If you put that over 1, -2 times 2 is -4. 1 times 13 plus y is 13 plus y. You take away 13 from both sides, and you get negative 17. So the point on the other end of our segment, sorry, I ran out of room, is 8, negative 17. That's the point that's on the other end. We found them right there. Same formula as before, we're just given different stuff. Now there is a different way you can do this kind of a problem, and I'm going to show you that different way because it's going to help you when we divide segments differently than in half. If we divide segments in thirds or in fourths, this other way is a little easier. And I'm going to show you that other way with this here. Let's remember our answer. It was 8, negative 17. So any other method we use better give us the same answer. So let's see, we've got 0, 13 on one end. We've got 4, negative 2 on the other. Or sorry, not on the other, that's in the middle. And then we've got this other point, x, y, that's on the other end that we're looking for. Now, in order to go from the x-coordinate on this end to the x-coordinate in the middle, you've got to go plus 4. So the distance between these 2 points and these 2 points has to be the same because this is the midpoint. It's the point in the middle. So if you're going from one end to the middle by adding 4, you've got to go to the middle to the other end by adding 4 also. Now 4 plus 4 is 8. And look at there. That's exactly what we got when we solved that equation. And you do the same thing with the y's. This end to negative 2, you've got to take away 15. 13 minus 15 is negative 2. So we've got to do the exact same thing going the other way. We're going to take away 15. Negative 2 minus 15 is negative 17. And look at there, it's exactly what we got the other way. So that is another way to get the answer when you're given an endpoint and a midpoint. And we'll use a method similar to that in the next video. Hope that makes sense. Good luck on the practice. Get some help if you need it. See you soon. Bye.